This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. The state's peak health bodies have joined forces, saying Tasmania has the worst performing and least adequate public hospital system in the country. They also claim patients are dying because of a lack of beds. But the Health Minister has hit back, saying a record amount is being spent fixing the system.
Tasmania's peak health bodies giving their diagnosis of the state's hospital system, and they say it's in dire need of repair.
70 to 80 people are dying from bed block alone in one hospital because of government underfunding.
The system is underpowered for the needs of the Tasmanian public. The system is simply under-resourced for what is required.
The unions and health professionals say Tasmania needs an extra 200 beds to cope with demand. They also claim if the state government doesn't invest more in our hospitals, bed block will get worse and patients will suffer.
Some patients will die who shouldn't have because there won't be the resources present to look after them.
But the Health Minister believes much of what's been said is rubbish.
We've made massive inroads. The health system today is much better than the one that we picked up in 2014, and we know there's more to do.
$6.4 billion has been put aside in the forward estimates to spend on the state's hospitals. More staff are also being recruited, but some Nursing and Midwifery Federation members are already at breaking point.
The nurses and midwives at the Royal alone have worked 309 double shifts in March. That's a staggering figure, and it's a figure that we have not seen since the Minister announced that double shifts had actually been reduced in 2011.
Opposition parties now calling for action.
The Minister needs to meet urgently with the health sector, develop a short-term plan and a long-term plan.
The problem is that if he continues to be as ignorant as he is, we'll have continuing problems in the health system, and there's no doubt that this winter there will be a crisis in our health system.
Monica Dadson at Southern Cross News.
Police have labelled a number of overnight road incidents as selfish and idiotic. 2 people were caught driving with blood alcohol readings 3 times over the legal limit, while a serious crash in Huonville resulted from the driver allegedly trying to evade authorities.
It's a common sight on our roads this Easter. This is just one location police are cracking down on as part of statewide Operation Crossroads. The number of random drug and alcohol tests conducted significantly up since last year.
How are you? How you going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Just around a breath test today.
Yep.
Just take breath into the tube there for me till I say to stop.
You can see we've had quite a high volume of traffic in both directions. So what we've been doing is just testing the drivers, and we have so far had 1 positive drug test.
Tasmania Police also reminding drivers to remain cautious behind the wheel after a serious crash in Huonville overnight. A 58-year-old male was taken to hospital with minor injuries after travelling 124 kilometres per hour in a 100 zone, losing control of the vehicle.
We've detected a large number of speeding vehicles on our roads statewide to date so far, over 400, and over 190 of those have been vehicles that have been travelling between 15 and 29 kilometres over the posted speed limit sign.
Tasmania Police says more than double the number of motorists have been caught driving under the influence of drugs compared to last year. Drink driving also a major factor, with a total of 37 detected so far.
Just ask everybody to be patient on the roads. There is a lot of traffic around, and we do want everyone to get home safely this Easter, and we do want to keep Tasmania fatality free.
The campaign will run until Wednesday. Talia Higgins, Southern Cross News.
The Labor Party is demanding answers on when work will begin on the Hobart Airport roundabout upgrade. The federal government has committed $24 million to the project, but Labor claims the deal has been all talk and no action.
We can't have a situation like we had with the airport extension where a commitment was made one election and not delivered for 3 or 4 years. It's simply too long. The problems are immediate. They're causing delays and problems for motorists every single day here. We need to have this issue resolved.
Tasmania's Infrastructure Minister Reeves says planning is underway and estimates work will go out for tender in spring. Rehearsals for House of Dance's Legally Blonde are in full swing. 50 dance theatre students ready to take to the stage for the opening night on Saturday. It's a junior take on the hit American movie starring Reese Witherspoon.
The kids have worked really hard in 10 weeks to put this on, and yeah, it's the junior version, so it's family friendly and a lot of happiness.
The lead role will be played by 13-year-old Kimmy McGowan.
Elwood, she's a very funny and quirky character, but she's very smart and intelligent. She's a great role model.
The musical will run at the Friends School in Hobart.
The votes are in for the RACT Insurance Player of the Year in the TSL after the third round, with Brad Cox-Goodyear judged best of field for North Launceston. James Dowling got the votes in Bernie's win over Devonport. Mitch Carter's solid year continues, best on ground against Hobart City Demons, and Jake Cox's 6-goal effort earned him the 3 votes against Lauderdale. To the leaderboard, and Zach Bird is in front with 7 votes, Jake Cox and Mitch Carter with 4 apiece. The statewide Lacasselle Jack Cup has kicked off with round of 16 action played across the state this afternoon. Top tier clubs butting heads with their lower league rivals, but that doesn't mean there wasn't some big upsets. Round of 16 statewide cup action, Underdogs Beachside getting the jump on Zebras, going forward early. This Ben Whitehall free kick setting up an exquisite header. The home side lost their keeper though with what looked to be a quad strain. Zebras then began to press and almost equalised via a superb Chris Downs free kick. Another free kick came shortly after, this effort just as close. The second half saw the floodgates open, Jaden Hayes' penalty paving the way for 3 Zebras goals. They'd eventually win 3-1. A rout at Birch Avenue where South Hobart took on Launceston United. Ben Hamlet scoring a staggering 10 goals as South eased to a lopsided 12-0 win. And an enormous upset at the NTCA ground. A Colin Jackson goal in the 85th minute seeing Nelson through to the quarterfinals and knocking NPL club Northern Rangers out of contention. In other games, last year's champs Devonport accounted for Hobart United. Clarence did the job against Somerset, while Olympia were too strong for Ulverston, and Launceston City overcame University in an extra-time thriller to progress. And success for a Tasmanian runner at Stawell, with Burnie local Daniel Reeves victorious in the 800 metres final. Reeves finished strongly ahead of an impressive field, clocking a time of 1 minute and 51 seconds to be crowned champion in his 5th attempt.
It's been a goal of mine to get a sash at Stawell since I came over here when I was about 19 for the first time. So, yeah, to get a sash at Stawell, it's awesome.
Reeves was one of several Tasmanians who competed in the heats for the Stawell gift but didn't progress to the final.
Good evening. A west to northwesterly stream produced some shower activity about the west today, with 14 millimetres of rain on Mount Reid and 7 mil recorded at Queenstown. It reached 20 degrees in Hobart, 19 in Launceston and Burnie, and 18 in Devonport. Bushy Park and Friendly Beaches both had a top of 20 degrees. It was 19 at Wynyard, St Helens and Grove, 18 degrees at Lowhead, Strawn and the Islands, and 13 at Laoini. Some patchy low-level clouds sat over Tasmania as a frontal band approached from the Bight. There was extensive middle to upper-level cloud over the southern interior of the mainland and some thunderstorm activity over the Coral Sea. On the close-up, we can see that low-level cloud over the western half of the state. To tomorrow now, and a broad high-pressure system will persist over southeastern Australia, extending ridges over Tasmania and Queensland. Some surface troughs will sit over Western Australia and the Northern Territory. West to northwesterly winds reaching 25 to 30 knots about the south, but lighter and more variable in the north. Seas mostly 1 to 2 metres. There's a strong wind warning for southwestern coastal waters between Southeast Cape and Low Rocky Point. Mostly sunny for Hobart tomorrow, looking at a top of 22 degrees, a partly cloudy 20 for Adventure Bay, 18 for Tarraleah. Launceston mostly sunny, a top of 22, mostly sunny and 20 for Devonport, Bridport 21. Burnie mostly sunny, 19 degrees, 20 for Strawn and Marrawah. St Helens a sunny 22 degrees, Swansea 23, Whitemark 21. Looking ahead to Wednesday, fine and mostly sunny around the state, fine and partly cloudy on Thursday with north to northwesterly winds, and Friday fine again with a little bit of cloud.
Taking a look around the country tomorrow, Perth 24 degrees and partly cloudy, a possible shower for Brisbane 27, Sydney 24, partly cloudy, a mostly sunny 29 for Adelaide, and some morning fog for Melbourne before a sunny 22 degrees. And right now around the state, it's 13 degrees and clear in Hobart, 13 and clear in Launceston, and 16 and clear in Devonport. Looks like a nice night ahead. Thanks, Rach.
Yeah, it does indeed. Thank you for that, Britt. Well, that's all on Southern Cross News for this Monday, the 17th of April. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. Good night.